Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Aurora online classes. Dear students, today I'll continue with the same lesson, The Bond of Love. In my previous class, I gave you the detailed summary of this lesson, and I taught you that this particular story, The Bond of Love, deals with the idea that bond of love overcomes all difficulties and obstacles. And this love knows no barrier of any language, gender, nationality, caste, creed, community. Love knows the language of heart. Apart from this, when we talk about the theme of this story, the theme of this story is that animals too, like human beings, understand the love and affection showered upon them. And they too have feelings of love, and even they also feel miserable when they are separated from their dear ones, when they are separated from their loved ones. So let's begin with the lesson, The Bond of Love. And for this, actually, I will begin with Bruno, my wife's pet sloth bear. I got him for her by accident. 2 years ago, we were passing through the sugarcane fields near Mysore. People were driving away the wild pigs from the fields by shooting at them. Some were shot and some escaped. We thought that everything was over when suddenly a black sloth bear came out came out panting in the hot sun. Now I will not shoot a sloth bear wantonly, but unfortunately for the poor beast, one of my companions did not feel that way about it and promptly shot the bear on the spot. As we watched the fallen animal, we were surprised to see that the black fur on its back moved and left the prostrate body. Then we saw it was a baby bear that had been riding on its mother's back when the sudden shot had killed her. The little creature ran around its prostrate parent, making a pitiful noise. I ran up to it to attempt to capture. It scooted into the sugarcane field. Following it with my companions, I was at last able to grab it by the scruff of its neck, while it snapped and tried to scratch me with its long hooked claws. We put it in one of the gunny bags we had brought, and when I got back to Bangalore, I duly presented it to my wife. She was delighted. She at once put a colored ribbon round its neck, underlined it, and after discovering the cub was a boy, she christened it Bruno, means she named it Bruno. Bruno soon took to drinking milk from a bottle. It was but a step further, and within a very few days he started eating and drinking everything else, and everything in the right word, for he ate porridge made from any ingredients, vegetables, fruit, nuts, meat, especially pork, curry, and rice, regardless of condiments, and chilies, bread, eggs, chocolates, sweets, pudding, ice cream, etc., etc., etc. As for drink, milk, tea, coffee, lime juice, aerated water, buttermilk, beer, alcoholic liquor, and in fact anything liquid, it all went down with relish. The bear became very attached to our two Alsatian dogs and to all the children of the tenants living in our bungalow. He was left quite free in his younger days and spent his time in playing, running into the kitchen, and going to sleep in our beds. One day an accident befell him. I put down poison barium carbonate to kill the rats and mice, underline it, that had got into my library. Bruno entered the library as he often did, and he ate some of the poison. Paralysis set in to extent that he could not stand on his feet, but he dragged himself to his stumps to my wife, who called me. I guessed what had happened. Off I rushed in the car to the vet's residence. Vets means veterinary doctor, a doctor who treats animals. A case of poisoning, tembe, barium carbonate. What to do? Dear students, actually, what happened? The narrator, Anderson, Kenneth Anderson, actually, the author brings home a bear cub, a baby bear, 2 years ago. Actually, what happened? The author and his companions were passing through the sugar cane field near Mysore, and they saw there, in Mysore, they saw that some people were driving away the wild pigs from their field. Suddenly, a sloth bear came out of the field, and this sloth bear was panting due to the heat of the sun. The author did not want to shoot at the sloth bear. He was an animal lover. The author, I mean to say, the narrator was an animal lover, and he was concerned about the well-being of animals. Then what happened? So actually, one of his companions, though he did not want to shoot the sloth bear, as he was an animal lover, but one of his companions insisted the narrator on shooting that bear, and he refused to do so. But one of his companions shot the sloth bear, on spot, and that sloth bear was killed. After some time, they saw that when his companions came near the fallen bear, they saw a baby bear riding on its mother's back. And this baby bear was terrified. This baby bear was confused, totally puzzled, was afraid, was frightened. So then what happened? And this baby bear was so confused, so frightened, that he made a pitiful noise. And then he ran away into the sugarcane field. Means, who ran away? The baby bear ran away into the sugarcane field. The author caught the baby bear and brought him to Bangalore in a gunny bag. He put the baby bear into a gunny bag and then brought him to Bangalore. Now the author presented this bear cub, means baby bear, cub means the young one of bear, and the author presented this bear cub to his wife, and his wife, I mean the narrator's wife, was very happy to receive this baby bear, and this baby bear was a male bear. It was a male cub, and she named this baby bear. This was a boy. This baby bear was a boy, male cub, and the narrator's wife named this baby bear Bruno. So now he was named Bruno. Now what happened when we come to know that the author's wife loved Bruno and looked after him like her own child, like her own son. And Bruno was also getting attached to the narrator's wife. And Bruno was free because Bruno was treated like a member of family. The narrator's wife treated him just like her own child, just like her own son, and other members of the family also loved Bruno. The narrators loved Bruno. Even the tenants also loved Bruno. So Bruno started drinking milk from a butt. As Bruno grew up, he started eating and drinking a lot of things. As he grew up, he started eating and drinking a lot of things. He was free to eat anything, just like porridge, vegetables, fruits, then nuts, meats, rice, eggs. And he also, apart from this, he also drank coffee, tea, even beer, alcohol, everything very happily. So he soon became friendly. Bruno soon became very friendly with the children and the dogs, the Alsatian dogs which the author had. In one way, I would say that Bruno enjoyed playing and running into the kitchen whenever he liked. And at the same time, he also slept in the narrator's beds. So Bruno was free to do anything he liked to do at the narrator's house. Bruno was very happy. Everybody was happy. Especially the narrator's wife was very happy. So actually there developed a bond between. This was the bond of love between the narrator's wife and Bruno. Meanwhile, one day, a strange mishap, a strange accident happened with Bruno. Actually, the author had brought barium carbonate to his house and he had put down this barium carbonate in his library. So actually the narrator had brought this barium carbonate, its poison, to kill the rats, and Bruno was free to go anywhere. So Bruno entered the library and took some of the poison, took some of the uh, barium carbonate, which is poison, as a result of which, when he took some quantity of barium carbonate, as a result of it, he suffered a stroke of paralysis. And with great difficulty, he dragged himself to the author's wife, and he was weakening, he started vomiting, he started breathing very heavily, and immediately, everybody was stunned, everybody was shocked, everybody was confused. Immediately, the baby bear, Bruno, was taken to the veterinary surgeon where he was given 10 cc of antidote. And after some time, he felt relaxed and he felt happy and his condition remained unchanged. So when author 10 cc injection was given to Bruno, he got up and then he felt relaxed and he had a great meal, and the author and his wife heaved a sigh of relief because now this baby bear, Bruno, was out of danger. So apart from this, Bruno at another time, Bruno also drank a gallon of engine oil, but uh, it had no effect on him and he was totally saved. So this was the mishap that took place with Bruno. So dear students, this is all for today, and I'll teach you the rest of the things in my next class. So till here we have studied that how Bruno started living at the narrator's wife, and there was an emotional attachment, there was a bond of love, there was a strong bond of love between Bruno and the narrator's wife, between Bruno and other members of the family, even with the dogs, and he was treated just like just like uh, just like a human being. The narrator's wife developed a sentimental attachment with him, and she took a very special care of Bruno. So that's all for today, and I'll teach you the rest of the things in my next class. Thank you very much.